The state of Massachusetts has its first ever poet laureate. Reggie Gibson was sworn into the role by Governor Maura Healey last May. The goal of the position is to encourage the appreciation of poetry and creative expression across Massachusetts. Reggie Gibson joining us here in studio this morning. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm honored that you're here.
Me too.
We were talking a little bit during the break here.
Yes.
You wrote your first poem at 6 years old,
6 years
probably
old.
your first piece of writing.
Yes. Yes.
Did you always know you wanted to do poetry?
I think I always knew that I wanted to have a relationship to language, and I think that came from my great-grandfather, Robert Jordan, who was illiterate. And he would tell stories and verse and poem and make up songs as mnemonic devices for him to be able to remember things. And he was the caller on the railroad that he worked on. And so that was the person who sang, the song so that the men could hit the spikes rhythmically. And he brought that into my brother and our lives. And I think that's where it really hit me, to this idea of using language and the musicality of speech in order to create a sacred space in which we can find ourselves.
Yeah, it inspired you, which is
yes,
amazing.
absolutely, and still does.
I love that. I want to talk to you about your title, Poet Laureate,
Sure.
right? For folks who don't know, what does that really mean? and what does your job look like?
Well, thank you for that question. Essentially what I do is I go around and I see myself as a secular priest trying to create sacred citizenship, but using the word in order to do that. Massachusetts has a rich history of poetry, and I want us not to forget that, and I want us to be reminded of that. For myself, I always insist on being called the Poet Laureate of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, because that is a word that's very important, that connects us to our connection, to how we need each other, right? How we're convened in the understanding that we are to help one another and be here for one another, and also share with one another, not just take, but also to give back. So for me, poetry is about receiving the world, but also giving it back to the world in a way that the world needs it.
I love that. We'd love to give you a chance now to
Sure.
share a poem with
Sure,
us.
sure.
I'm excited about this.
Okay, and this is one that was inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King's idea of what he tried to do is to take the abstractions and make them real in concrete ways that we can see them and see how they act in civic space. This is an excerpt from a longer piece called A New Narrative for Democracy, Patriotism, and Citizenship. We need those who are like King now, those who, though unseen, work little by little to heal this too wounded nation with a democratized form of love, a love demanding a new patriotism. A patriotism that cannot be so easily stitched into clothing and made into slogan. A patriotism which says, I love America, but also I love Americans. A patriotism that demands we help all Americans who have fallen on hard times to stand. A patriotism that means caring enough to ensure that a child's hunger goes away so she can sleep at night. A patriotism that knows it's right to ensure that all can afford higher education, knows a great nation must enrich each citizen intellectually, for to do so effectively raises its people's collective capacity to think and consider critically. A patriotism that is deeper than swagger or surface flag waving, but is a lived civic virtue, displaying that every one of us is well worth the effort of saving. And there are times when we gather to remember King that we can sense it. Sense that nascent flickering of better angeled active citizenship. Glance it like the humped backs of dolphins breaking above the ocean of the civically possible. Hear it through the din and the clatter, asking us to pledge our civic word and will to build and maintain a true republic, a res publica within which we all can heal. So let us all listen to that voice in these coming days. Let it guide us in ways of writing new narrative for this country, one of inclusion, one in which we embrace self-reflection and introspection, embrace our discomfort in dealing with different perspectives so we can begin to engage beyond our own political rage and practice true democracy. Yes, we need this new narrative for a new America in which we break down these walls between us so we can hold hands, heal each other of these broken legs we've all learned to limp with, and begin to move forward together, step by trembling step, into that welcoming bringing eye-opening light into a shining America that reflects the best truth of who we know we are, what our country can be: expansive, accepting, beautiful, and bright.
Wow. Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
beautiful words.
Thank you for the chance to say them.
Oh my goodness. It's truly moving. You know, you mentioned Dr. King.
Yes.
Dr. King believed in nonviolent resistance.
Yes.
How does poetry, for you, create an opportunity for this?
I think poetry can very often be that rock that eventually cracks the stone. It allows us to take hard truths and hear them in such a way that we don't reject them, but it sneaks up on us and it enters us and transforms us. And we don't reject that truth, but we hear it in such a way that cannot be easily forgotten. And that is what I think King did. He knew that he had to bring together the poetry that was in the Constitution and in the Enlightenment tradition and the Transcendentalist tradition of this country, and bring that together with a faith tradition that also brought out of us our moral sensibilities. And he blended those two beams into one light that helped to show us the way toward freedom and justice and equality.
Well said. Reggie Gibson, we truly appreciate your words, your
Thank
presence, your work.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and sharing your light. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
You know, there are plenty of ways, by the way, you can honor Dr. King's legacy. On Monday, the Museum of Fine Arts will have its annual MLK Day open house. Tickets are available in person on a first-come, first-served basis. Admission is free with a valid Massachusetts zip code. And today, the Multicultural Arts Center in Cambridge presents Stokely and Martin. The production imagines an intimate exchange between Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Stokely Carmichael. You can catch the final performance at 2 this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can watch the show on our very local app. It's free to download on your phone, tablet, or smart TV. Have a wonderful afternoon.